Hey guys, so there's a lot of stuff I want to cover, but I want to make this video as short as possible and just to the point. So by the title, I'm sure you can tell that this video is going to be about college and my experience and stuff I learned and just things that I wish that people would have told me before I went to college, as I'm now a college graduate. But before we jump into that, I want to let you guys know the vlogs that I was doing, the moving vlogs, they're not done. They are just on a hiatus because everything in my house isn't done. I haven't really been unpacking. I've been kind of just running around still trying to get furniture and stuff, and vlogging in front of other people that don't understand vlogging is a lot harder than you would think. So it's just been a little tough to kind of vlog and walk around with a camera when you're trying to furniture shop and do a couple of things all at once, and then when the group of people that you're with or you're around just don't really understand the concept of vlogging and then don't want to be on camera, it makes me kind of just feel like, why even vlog the whole process? But they're not gone and they will be back. I've just been kind of trying to get my place together and get everything fixed up and done, because I do want to do a house tour for you guys, and I also want to film with a regular setup, so I haven't gotten stuff in the other room set up completely. That's why I'm sitting on the couch, as you can see, instead of my normal box setup. So that was one thing I wanted to discuss, and then I think that was the only thing I wanted. If there's other things that you guys want me to film, if you could just leave that in the description box below and I will get to filming those. But without further ado and enough rambling about extra stuff, let's jump into the video. So I wanted to talk to you guys. I'm trying to get comfortable on the couch. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about college and what it's like, what my experience was like, and what my thoughts were going into college and mistakes I made that I probably, if I could go back, I would take back and do again. So I wrote everything down in my phone and about what I wanted to discuss with you guys. So for me, the first few days of college were really chill. I didn't really get homework. It was laid back. It was just relaxing. You're just what is everybody complaining about? College isn't even that bad. And then as time goes on, you start to get more homework, you start to meet more people, you start to get involved in more stuff. And for me, the first couple weeks of school was all just homework, meeting my teachers, just little questionnaire type of homework pieces, meeting people, like I said, and parties. Meeting people, like I said, and parties. And I started to I didn't really go to parties a lot, but I did kind of go more than I did when I was in high school and more than my normal fair share of parties. And when I go back, I think about how my freshman year, I feel in a sense I fell into the freshman trap, which is I gained the freshman 15. I went to school as a size 0, maybe even a 2. Let me not be fake. So I went to school probably as a size 2, and I came back after freshman year as a size 5 and a 7. And believe me, there's nothing wrong with being a 5 or a 7, because I'm a 7 and a 9 now. And I don't feel unconfident. I don't feel ugly. I don't feel bad. I just got the freshman 15 and I didn't stop eating. And I guess at the same time, you have to understand, I went to school in Texas. There's a lot of barbecue, a lot of greasy food, and I love that. I thought barbecue was crazy in California until I went to Texas, and I was like, oh my god, that stuff is so good. It's just so good and addicting. And so another thing I fell into as a freshman was skipping classes. And it felt good at the time to skip class and to go to the mall with my friends and just hang out and chill up until I failed a class. And failing a class is not as just chill and, oh, you can make it up. Yeah, you can make it up, but in the end it still hurts you, because You either end up doing summer school to catch back up, and then that takes away from your summer, or you end up doing an extra semester for this one class and taking all these other extra classes that you don't really need to take just because you need the credits. You need enough credits to be a student. You can't just go to school for one class. The school, at least at my school, they don't let you go to school for one class. So if you need one class, they're going to make you take more classes, which means you're paying more money, which means you're going to owe that money back later. So skipping class and having to take a class over wasn't in my best interest. And I shouldn't have skipped class. And I'm not saying that, oh, if you're sick, go to school with a runny nose and you have a cough and you have the flu, just still go to class. No, skip for legitimate reasons. Don't skip because you want to go to the mall, and the mall will still be there when you get out of class. All the clothes will still be there when you get out of class. Everything will still be there when you get out of class. So don't fall into the, oh, just let's go to the mall. No. Don't fall into that. Nothing is more important than you going to class. I promise you that. And I'm like, it's just, I can't even explain how important it is for you to be in class. Like, there is nothing that you're going to miss out on with your friends that you can't. I would have thought after freshman year that I would have learned to stop skipping class, but I didn't. I continue to skip class throughout college because nobody calls your parents. Nobody says, oh, you've missed this class and we need to know where you are. Nobody calls. Nobody says anything. So you're more likely to skip class. I'm not saying that it's wrong to skip class every now and then, but for me, it was like becoming a habit, like to the point that I would just be in class on test days and then I'd end up failing my test because I wasn't there for the study days, I wasn't there for the prep days because I was at the mall or doing. So another thing that I feel like I kind of fell into as a freshman was how like the older guys, at least at our school, like prey on the freshmen. Like they all want to like date the freshmen because we're so young-minded and stupid and we don't know anything. And I did end up dating a junior my freshman year, and he was probably like the best person I could have dated in my freshman year. I never felt taken advantage of. I never felt played or anything. But the chances of you getting somebody like that that's older than you and is talking to you and dating you and is being faithful and serious and honest are slim. Just honestly, they're really slim. And I just happened to look up and meet somebody that was honest and faithful and caring, but then at the same time you have to take into consideration I've always been an older person in my class. So when I went to college, I was, I want to say 19 as a freshman, 19, and it's because my birthday's in December. My birthday being in December and the day that it is, I had to stay a year back before I could go to kindergarten. So I had to wait a whole nother year, which made me older. So for me, it was like older college guys didn't have an issue dating me as a freshman in college because I wasn't that much younger than them. I wasn't coming in there at 17 or coming in there at 18. So things were a little different for me because of my age. But then also just the person I was. I've never really been a party person until maybe this past year, and I've always been like a complete homebody. I never wanted to do anything really, and I would go to parties and stuff. I would drink and, you know, just have a good time. And that's another thing. When you go to Greek parties, be mindful of how much you're drinking and make sure that you're around people that you trust being, I guess, drunk, or that you trust not being in the right state of mind. You need to be mindful of Greek parties, any parties for that matter, and watch how much alcohol you're taking in. Be aware of what you're drinking. And I've never been to the point where I really didn't know what I was doing, so that's never happened. Besides parties, another thing I want to talk about is friends. Everybody in college is not your friend. Just because you share a dorm with somebody, they're not your friend. And don't feel obligated to hang out with somebody just because of the fact that you live with them or you sleep in the same room with them. Like, you guys may not have the same interests, and don't force a relationship just based upon the fact that you guys live together. That's the worst thing you can do, is force something when you live together, because if things don't work out, you still live with that person. And it's better to just keep things like neutral instead of like sometimes things just getting like super buddy and friendly, and when you guys fall off, and you know how girls are catty and you guys just don't get along today and you guys might be friends tomorrow. It's awkward when you live in the same house with that person or you share a room with that person. Me and my roommate at my school, everybody got their own room in the dorm setup that we had. But when we would fight, and we're cool today, we still talk and stuff like that, but when we would fight, like, it would be so awkward because we still shared a bathroom. So we would sit there, and if she was in the bathroom, like, I wouldn't even attempt to go to the bathroom. I would just kind of just wait until she was done, because if I knock, I mean, we're into an argument. She's not going to open the door and go, oh, let me move so you can use the bathroom, and vice versa. So I just kind of feel like when we would fight, it would make me feel like my home wasn't my home, and it would make me feel like I couldn't be at home because it was awkward, and I hate awkward situations, and I'm not really a confrontational person. So when we would argue, it would just feel like, it would make me feel crappy inside, because when I want to go home and I just want to relax, everybody that you meet may not be there next year. So make as many friends as you can outside of your dorms and your apartments and stuff like that, because that person may not be there next year. People leave for a various amount of reasons. People leave because they get pregnant. Some people, especially if you go away to college, most people don't stay where they went away to college at if they end up pregnant. They want to be with their family. So some people leave because of pregnancy. Some people just realize college isn't for them. Some people just get homesick. There's just like a wide variety of reasons that somebody may not come back next year. And you don't want to fall into the whole like needy situation where your friends left and now you feel like you have no purpose at school other than to go to school and do nothing else. And that's how I was. The people that I hung out with, they left college for their own various reasons, and I felt like, who am I supposed to hang out with? Who am I supposed to go eat? Feel like I know I'm here for an education, but when that education part stops on Friday, I want to go out and I don't have anybody to go out with. And for a whole semester, maybe not even a semester. Yeah, it was a semester. I didn't have any friends. I went to class and I met one girl and we had to do a like partner project. And we hit it off and we became really good friends and we talked all the time. And then because I was in a broadcast journalism field and communications field, I should say, my teachers would always pair us up with people to get us talking to each other. And my teacher ended up saying one day, like randomly, whoever has a car, raise their hand. So I raised my hand and she's like, you're riding with her. And like just pairing people off with people that had cars so we could drive somewhere to do an interview. And when we got in the car, I remember my friend Ari was like, so we're just gonna sit here quietly, like nobody's gonna say anything. And we were all just kind of like, no, like you're so weird. So we all ended up exchanging Instagrams, and if I could go back and thank that teacher for that day, like I would thank her for setting those people up with me in my car, because I'm still friends with them and they changed my college experience for me like crazy. Like when I start hanging out with Ari and my friend Deidre and my friend Ashanti, hanging out with them made me get out of my shell. It made me open up. It made me see new things and enjoy new things in college. And I finally had people to hang out with, and I finally wasn't sitting at the house. And like if I would have never met them, I don't know what my college experience would have been like. And you don't realize how sometimes somebody can make such a big impact. And I feel like being friends with them and still being friends with them made an impact and changed my whole college experience. Like I went from sitting at home to going out, meeting new people, networking, making memories, taking pictures, doing things, and I appreciated it. And I guess the moral of that is I wish I would have been more outgoing and that I would have been more open to meeting new people and having new friends, because my experience probably would have been better. My experience for college, I have to say, was probably great. I learned a lot, and I learned that everybody's not your friend. Don't skip class. The freshman 15 can happen to you. And that don't sit around and wait for somebody to pick you up. Go do something. If you want to be a part of something, do it. And if I could go back, I probably would have joined more organizations and clubs and stuff like that, just because the people that were in clubs met so many people, and they've had like probably the best experience out of anybody because they were involved in clubs. They were always doing stuff on campus. They were always a part of something. They were always on the go. And I didn't start being on the go and getting out the house and going places until probably the middle of my junior year. And I probably had the best time my senior year. And I wish that all 4 years of college were like my senior year. Because when I just started having fun, it was like time to leave. It was like time to move back from Texas back to California. And that's what I miss. And people don't really understand that like college really is probably the best times of your life. Like, now being in college, I'm like in the real world. Being in the real world, people don't realize that it's so different from college. I'm speaking to you firsthand. It's so hard to find. YouTube is not my job. I make videos because I love to edit. I want to practice on my editing, and I want to get better. And also I just like interacting with people and talking to you guys in comments, and just like opening myself up to people that I wouldn't normally meet. So like I said, I don't get paid for YouTube, but like trying to find a job after you graduate college is probably harder than being in college. Some people have it easy, and they made better choices than I did in college, and they set themselves up to have connections. I myself didn't do that. So now I'm basically in a rut, I guess you could say, where I don't know if I want a job in my major. I don't know what I want to do for the rest of my life. I'm just stuck. And you send out all these applications daily, and you just like wait for somebody to call you. You're just like sitting by the phone just waiting and waiting and waiting because you want a job. You need to take care of yourself. And it's not about the parties anymore. It's not about going out and having drinks at night. It's not about nightlife. It's about like real adult business at this point. And it's a lot harder. And if more than anything, if I could go back in college, I would have set myself up to make sure that I had connections when I graduated, that I had a set job. Some people graduate and they're graduating right into a job. They have a job waiting on them right when they walk across that stage. And other people like me kind of just took college, went to class, partied, went to class, partied, didn't really set myself up, didn't give myself connections. And now in a sense, I'm paying for it because it's harder to find a job when you don't have experience in the stuff that you're applying for, when you didn't take internships. I had one internship at the radio station and I loved it. If I could do radio, I probably would. And I'm trying to do radio, but at the same time, I want to be set. And I know some people say you should do what you love and all of that, and I fully believe. At the same time, there's just like, it goes like hand in hand, or like there's like pros and cons to both, because it's like you do what you love so that you won't go to work thinking, you don't go to work with the mindset that you're working, because you're doing what you love. But then at the same time, are you financially stable? Are you bringing in enough money to be able to pay your bills and still do stuff that you want to do on the side? And I want to be an individual where I can do something I love, but I can also pay my bills and also still have plenty left over to do fun things that I try to make this video as short as possible. So I'm going to just try to hit you with some key points of this video, because I know it's long and I probably couldn't get to everything I wanted to talk about because I rambled and I just lost everything, and everything was coming from everywhere. But the moral of the story is, take college seriously. Don't look at college as party central, but at the same time, have fun. It's the only, like, it's a once in a lifetime chance. And if you have the opportunity to go, take advantage of it. Join clubs, join organizations, study, do work, go to class, make friends, have fun. And I feel like as a freshman, everybody should try to get the opportunity to live on campus, at least for your freshman year, just because it's an experience that you'll never get again. You can always go back to college, but you're not going to be like 26 living on campus. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, while you're still young, live on campus, live close to everything, be able to be accessible to the library and to school and to events on campus and to everybody else that lives on campus. And just like I said, have fun. Just have fun. Have fun, but still be mindful of the choices that you're making. Still be thinking about your future. Set yourself up and make your parents proud. Try to finish in 4 years if your major allows you to finish in 4 years. I finished in 4 years and I couldn't be more proud of myself to be able to finish in 4 years and get everything done. And if you have to take summer school to finish in 4 years, because it'll be the best decision you ever made, taking summer school class for that one semester or that one session of summer school to graduate in 4 years. And I guess that's everything I have to say. And if I didn't touch everything that you want to know, leave comments down below and I will answer those questions. You guys can email me, I will write back. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. That concludes my college experience video with a couple tips. And if you've made it this far, leave a hashtag comment down in the description box below. Hashtag college parties. And I want to thank you guys again so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.